And we're back. NFT Shorts. You know the situation. Look, subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for checking this one out. Thanks for sticking around. 2021 was a great year. 2022 is starting off just the same. We've got a lot of opportunities right here in 2022 to catch some of these tokens and coins while the prices are low, while the fear is high. This is the time. Use some conviction and do some research, because as I always say, research rewards. So the more research you do, pretty much the better your investment opportunities are, the better your choices will be, and the less connected to other people's fear and greed you will be as well. Be strategic. Let's get into it. So today, a lot of us may be familiar with the Polkadot ecosystem, Kusama as well, right? We're understanding that right now, these parachain slot auctions are live. A lot of money is being locked up. A lot of DOT is being locked up, but people are receiving great rewards. So if you guys want to see another video on that subject, please let me know. But we're going to definitely dive into some of this Polkadot ecosystem business today, and we're definitely going to be talking about Moonbeam. So let's get into it. I want to talk about Moonbeam, everybody. Moonbeam, here we go. We got the first DEX. This is exciting. So Moonbeam mainnet launched essentially a week or so ago. That was January 11th. And then BeamSwap launched on January 18th mainnet, just 1 week later. So roughly, let's just say, that was about 10 days ago, essentially, right? That Moonbeam mainnet launched and went live. If you head over to beamswap.io, right away, it's going to ask you to essentially add this network to your wallet, right? So if you don't have Moonbeam on your wallet, quickly, it's going to ask you right here, just click, accept it and add it to your wallet. Very, very simple, right? Let's dive into BeamSwap here, because this is the first DeFi suite on Moonbeam. I want to make that clear. BeamSwap is the first DeFi suite on Moonbeam, which is essentially the first Polkadot Parachain that is live. Moonbeam, that is. So a lot of firsts right here with this video. Let's talk about BeamSwap. What is BeamSwap? It's an automated market maker. We've got active swaps, active farms, including even single asset staking, which we'll get into today. You can provide liquidity, of course. You can bridge. So there's an active bridge. As of today, it is through the Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum, as well as Moonbeam, right? So you can bridge over your assets, you can bridge over your BUSD, things like that. Now, there's even something called BeamShare, which we're going to get into, right, for staking your GLINT tokens, which you're going to know how to earn essentially by the end of this video, right? So what that is you earn a percentage of transactions in GLINT. So usually this would require you to provide liquidity in some type of liquidity pool, right? The difference is here that it's a single asset staking of wrapped GLMR, and essentially you earn GLINT, and then you can stake that GLINT and then earn more rewards. It's really cool. So of course they're trying to make everybody lock the value into this protocol, because they want, the ecosystem to grow, and it's the first of many. So it may be the largest. Let's get into it a little bit more. Now there's also a locker. So lockers, essentially they prevent users from withdrawing liquidity, but let's get an update on that in a future video. You let me know, right? If you guys want any information on that, I'll definitely do that. Not to mention, there's a launchpad idea coming, right? So a lot of us have spoken about PolkaEx. You've definitely seen my video of PKEX or PolkaEx. That's a launchpad. It's a DEX. It's got everything going on. Very similar to BeamSwap right here, except it's on the Shiden network now when it initially started on Ethereum. So we'll definitely get into more of this as we go on. But again, automated market maker, active swaps, farms, you can provide liquidity, you've got a bridge, single asset staking, there's a locker situation, launchpad, pretty cool. The first DeFi suite on Moonbeam, and which Moonbeam is the first Polkadot Parachain that is actually live, I think is all too cool. First things first, this is essentially a quick walkthrough. What you want to do is buy some GLMR. Now, if you don't know how to buy GLMR, essentially you can bridge some assets. Like I said, very simple. So you can go here, right here, click bridge, select the network that you want to bridge your assets from. In the drop-down window here, make sure you select the asset that you want to bridge over. You bridge that over, give it a couple of minutes. It could take time to mint and then to actually complete. Now you have, in this case, BUSD from the Binance Smart Chain. All right, so once you've actually come over and you've bridged your assets, what you can do now is go to the faucet. Now, the beautiful thing here is that, of course, you're probably not going to have any GLMR, which you're going to need as a gas metering token, right? Just like on the Binance Smart Chain, you'll use BNB, or Ethereum, you'll use ETH. Perhaps on Avalanche, you'll use the AVAX token. If you're on Phantom, you're going to have to use FTM and such, right? So you click on the faucet right here, and as long as you've bridged assets before, essentially you're eligible for 1 drip from the faucet, which is enough to execute at least 1 trade. So make sure you do it right, all right? You know, the best thing to do is probably to buy some Glimmer with your whatever asset you bridged over, right? All right, so after you've done that, you can essentially go to this exchange tab, and now you're going to swap your Moonbeam pegged BUSD for some Glimmer. So eventually you're going to pair it. So now you got it. So let's just say now, good, we've got ourselves some Glimmer. We're going to use wrapped Glimmer because we want to stake this wrapped Glimmer in the single asset staking farm. Farms are usually going to show essentially LP staking, right? 2 different tokens together, LP tokens, and you deposit those. But this particular farm offers or accepts, pardon me, wrapped Glimmer. In exchange, essentially as a reward, you earn GLINT. Pretty good. So again, we bridged our assets from whichever network. We swapped those for some Glimmer. Then we paired our Glimmer with wrapped Glimmer to get some wrapped Glimmer. And then we essentially are going to stake this wrapped Glimmer right here, and we're going to earn GLINT rewards. And you can see the amount of GLINT you have is just going to constantly rise bit by bit. You could just watch it rise, come back an hour later, come back 2 hours later, 2 days later, you'll see it. But what you want to do now, of course you can take this GLINT and kind of do whatever you want with it. But if you're trying to go a little deeper into this DeFi protocol here called BeamSwap, so you're getting these rewards essentially for different transactions, right, that people make. And it's based on a percentage of your total staked in the entire pool. So you get a percentage based on what you have staked, right? So I'm going to be staking my GLINT in BeamShare because it's auto compounding, and I'll earn the fees in a similar manner as I would if I were to be providing liquidity. So not only are you staking, the APR as of this video is pretty high. It was higher and it will continue to go down as more and more people join this protocol. So in some ways, you know, the early bird catches the worm. You know, get in if you can. It's quite simple. You can kind of bridge from many different networks. There are many opportunities to bridge essentially, and I would imagine that more bridges will become open as well. So there you have it. It's a pretty simple way to earn passive GLINT, and you could do whatever you want with your GLINT. You can add more and keep staking it, or you can decide to sell it and swap it for something else. It's really your choice, you know? You can clearly see that there's roughly 40 million total value locked in the BeamSwap protocol. So it's so new, only let's say roughly, you know, just a few days old really, and it's already reaching this level. So imagine, give this a year, give this 5 months, give this 2 years, we're talking about something major. And again, this is the first DeFi suite that's available on Moonbeam, again, which Moonbeam is the first Polkadot Parachain that's live as of this recording. So look, thank you so much for checking this one out, everybody. NFT Shorts. Look, join the Telegram group. Follow us on Twitter. If you got any questions, let's get into it. You know, check out the Patreon page if you need to. Until next time, you know, like this video, share it with a friend. Take it easy. All the best.